In my last two videos, I created a Space Invaders clone in the Godot game engine. I had never planned to make it public, but pretty much everybody wanted me to release it, so I sort of had to. But before I could release it, I needed to polish it up so that people would actually enjoy it. The first thing you should always do when making a game is plan the game, because that makes a good game. For this reason, I didn't plan the game, and I got right to work. First, I wanted to add particles to the enemies when they died. To do that, we have to use Godot's particle system, or at least one of Godot's particle systems. There are 6. Anyway, this was pretty easy to do, and I think it looks great. But I immediately found a problem. When an enemy dies, text pops up to tell you how many points you earned from that enemy. But this text moves with the other enemies for some strange reason. After a while, I found a solution, and I was back to work. The problem was that the way I moved the enemies in the game was looping through all of them and moving each one a certain amount. But when the enemies die, it doesn't actually delete the enemy, since it needs to be able to display the text and particles. Instead, it just deletes the bullet system and deletes the actual visual for it, so it looks like it's gone, but it's not really. But that means that the actual text, since it's still part of the enemy, is moving when it shouldn't. So what I did is I added a dead variable to the enemy and only looped through the ones that had the dead variable on. I decided I also wanted to make explosion particles for the blocks too, so I got to work. It took longer than I expected because I didn't have any delay system in place yet for the blocks that makes the visuals disappear but the particles stay, but I did have that for the aliens already. It looks good now though, and it adds a lot of atmosphere to the game. I'm really happy with how all the particles work, and it definitely sort of makes the game feel more complete. No game is complete without sounds. I found some cool free Space Invaders sounds online, and I repeatedly tried to import them to Godot, but it wasn't working. Eventually, I converted them between formats and tried to import them, and they finally worked. It took a while though, and it took a lot of my motivation away, so I spent some time to just do something else, more relaxing. The final thing I wanted to add was music. Now, I take piano lessons, and I'm pretty good at music-related stuff, but the tool I was using, beatbox.co, is not easy. The only reason I didn't use something else that was better is that I had a specific retro style I wanted to go for the music. The end result, though, proved this to be a bad idea. The music is sort of terrible in my opinion, but maybe someone will like it. Anyway, I spent a long time on this, but finally the game was complete. By now, all I had left to do was bug fix. I spent a while fixing little problems that made the game sort of annoying to play, as well as edge cases that rarely occurred but could completely break the game when they occurred. And I also made the maximum difficulty level higher, as level 5 was still just too easy. I also added the ability to restart the game by pressing R, but I accidentally undid this, so you just have to quit to play again. I then uploaded the game to itch.io and made it public. You can now download it for free on Windows, Mac, and Linux, link below. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe.